super exciting video for you today because I've got here some pedals from Wave Italy. Now these are €2,000 pedals, give or take. And I'm expecting to see the absolute best quality. So I'm going to give these a hard ride. We're going to talk about the unboxing experience. We're going to talk about the quality of the materials. That's nice. Look at that for an unboxing experience. Okay, so these are the Wave Italy pedals. Basically, these are meant to be the real deal. So they'll actually be cheaper than Simucube Active pedals, because a Simucube Active pedal is about €2,000 for one pedal on the Ultimate. They're more expensive than, say, Moser Active pedals with CRP2s. It's crazy that Moser is kind of getting into this price range. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm hoping things aren't going to fall out. So we got some very serious brake kind of resistors, for lack of a better word, and a load of bolts and nuts. Okay, oh my God. Whoa. There's something very different about these pedals that I'm going to let you know about, my first impressions. So the thing about these pedals is they seem big. This is probably the longest pedal plate I've ever seen for the throttle. This is longer than, say, the Fanatec V3s. It has that really long pedal shape. Look at that. It also has a very interesting finish. It's like powdered. It's a very different finish to most other pedals I'm reviewing at the moment. And you can see this chunky load cell that you can put different compressors in, but they're not the very small ones. They're very big. Reminds me actually of the Acertec Invicta Thorpe ones as well, have very thick ones. Okay, so let's start with the throttle, because this should have the least resistance. And look at this mechanism. Again, look how long the mechanism is from the throttle to the lever that goes into the potentiometer. This feels like motorsport heritage, essentially. It doesn't feel plasticky. It probably doesn't feel as it doesn't feel gamery at all. That's, I think, what the difference is. This does not feel like gamer kind of stuff. This feels like you would see this mounted to the bottom of a real racing car. So we've got this at the bottom there, and that's some movement on the pedal. It looks like maybe some adjustability here for the pedal angle, which is quite interesting. I guess if you unscrew that, I might be wrong, you can adjust how the pedal angle sits, which is refreshing because most pedal plates now, they have a little angular thing here, which I think, is not great from a stability perspective. I've never had an issue with it, but I think this is much better from a stability perspective. Okay, let's move on to the brake. This is 150 kg load cell, if I remember. 150 kg. Oh, no chance. No chance. That is a proper brake. Look at that. This ain't gonna work on a play seat challenge, to put it bluntly. Like, this is gonna be on the top of the range rig, and I think Wave Italy make some insane, literally the best rigs you've ever seen. I think they're fully custom and it's incredible. And this would not look out of place in that. So at the moment, I've got a Fanatec Club Sport cockpit, and it's going to be a test for the Fanatec Club Sport cockpit to see if it can hold this. Let's have a look here. The mounting underneath, it's got threaded holes in there, which I love to see. In fact, they all look like they're threaded, which is absolutely fantastic, because it means you may be able to just screw straight into it and not have to worry about a nut, which is absolutely amazing. And this will be the clutch, and I can't move it. Oh, there we go. So this is the clutch that also has an interesting mechanism. Very interesting. And they've got these connectors here that basically they're the same as power PSU cables, or the connectors are that same one that goes into your PCIe. Maybe it's just using PCIe. So that's insane. Now we do have something else here. Whoa, oh my god. Okay. That is a solid piece. I'm guessing, and I may be wrong, but I'm guessing it's going to go something like that, but I'm probably right. I'm going to back that I'm right. I reckon it's something like that, and I reckon you screw into it. Okay, so there's some that, I mean, that will be maybe the heel rest will come together. Is there a USB cable? Yes, there is. I wonder if it's going to be old school. Yes, it is a little bit. It's not a USB-C. It's a more chunky one of these USB-B ones. Again, I feel like that's in keeping with the style here, which is not to have a flimsier USB-C connector, but to have a USB-B. It goes in like that, and then it will come through. Wow. These pedals scream quality. Okay, that has a level of not sponginess, but kind of like squeeziness to it. Oh, that one much less so. And that one, oh, that one actually a bit more. The way they're kind of spiraled means that they will have a squeeziness to them because they're not solid all the way through. Now, Wave Italy do have a software, their Wave software, where they say you can really customize the feel of the pedals as well in the software. But I feel like surely the selling point of these pedals must just be the quality of them. I mean, these are show-off pedals. These are pedals that they can be gold. I mean, they just look absolutely incredible on the camera. They just look amazing on the camera from every single angle, don't they? How amazing do they look? You know when sometimes something is just engineered really well? Wow. Okay, so I am absolutely blown away with these pedals in terms of the quality here. Let me know what sims you want me to use these pedals on. Okay, so we have the Wave Italy impetus pedals on the rig here. And firstly, I do really like the pedal tray assembly. I don't know if you can see, but essentially the heel rest is kind of above the bottom of the hinge on the pedals, which means I have a very, very, very natural kind of placement on the pedals. Like, I really like this. There's more adjustment I can do, but this is something I haven't seen before from other pedal manufacturers where you normally have a very small kind of heel rest and everything's very low down. So this is nice to do. So the pedals are also in the Wave Italy Total software you can see on screen. So we have a overlay, and I wasn't expecting this from Wave Italy, but they've got their own software as well. You can see that the max force has been set at 97 kg. It's all been calibrated in that software. There's a little USB stick that comes in the package, so don't throw away your packaging. Make sure you keep that USB stick, at least that's the way it worked for me. And you can see that the pedals are just... I've been using these pedals, by the way, in different sims, and they just feel like... I feel like I'm waxing lyrical about these pedals, but they are very expensive pedals, so you know they should be good pedals, and they are good pedals. And a lot of that just comes from old school, I think, good materials, good craftsmanship, good kind of understanding of how pedals should feel. There's no active pedals going on here, there's no hydraulics going on here, there's no haptics going on here. It's just old school kind of good solid pedals. The brake pedal in particular, you're going to see in the Wave Italy software, is really, really, really nice as we go side by side. I can also see, for example, sometimes I'm not quite at 100%, I'm at 99%. So probably down this straight, I need to actually go like that. And that means I can just calibrate that in the software. I can reset my max and I can make sure I'm going to be at 100%. That's something you might not notice if you've just got a green bar. Like, it's harder to notice in that Le Mans Ultimate green bar that I'm not actually 100%. So I do like that. And the feel of the pedals as well. I do wish the software was a little bit maybe smoother when you look at it. But that might be to keep it very lightweight as a package, so it's not really taking up any resources, I suspect. There's also some icons there for like launch control, so you can do a launch control setup, which I think might give you an edge as well. But basically, the feel of the pedals is nice. I wouldn't recommend using socks on these pedals. I feel like these are pedals that demand you to wear racing boots or sim racing shoes or whatever. So they don't feel like pedals you're going to want to wear socks on. We've got the clutch here as well. I'm not using it in a GT3 car like this, but I've got that clutch mapped. So you can have a really nice sensation there as well. Have a look here as I get on the brake at Monza, all about the brakes. And it's really, 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 really nice to bleed off the brake. Like, trail braking in this is going to be an absolute dream. And I think, again, that's the quality of the materials. They're just solid brakes, solid elastometers. Get on the power, bleed off the get on the brake, bleed off the brake. You can see them here in action. Again, I've got to remind myself to put my foot down to get to 100%. And a lot you can do in the software. And the software is like, it's really big. I don't know if you can see the design language even here in this overlay, but it's set up to be really clear and really big. So you're not squinting when it's on your screen or you're looking at it, and there's all kinds of things you can save like presets. But I'm surprised I'm talking so much about software in this video here, because I wasn't expecting to have sophisticated software with these pedals. But we do. And maybe that's just where you need to be with pedals these days, that you all need to have their own software like all the direct drives have as well. But I've absolute confidence running with other cars, running really close. I know I can squeeze the brake a little bit more if I need to. And that's often a test, like how confident do you feel running in a pack on your brake pedal? Because you'll know if you're not confident in your brake pedal, you just won't be confident running this close to cars into braking zones. Not that you should be running this close anyway. But I know I can modulate the brakes so nicely in the braking phase and the throttle as well. Looks like we're causing a little bit of a traffic jam here. It's a really, really, really nice brake. I'm going to be doing a live stream with these pedals. Actually, so if you have any comments, do let me know. Any questions? Can we go on the inside now? Again, coming into the braking zone. These pedals are just basically not going to be the weak spot at all. Like in your setup, these are not the weak spot. We've got these on the Fanatec Club Sport GT cockpit, which I think is probably handling it like a champ, although you'll be able to see if there's any flex. If you've got the money, so if you've got the money for these, which is not a lot of people, so if you have, congratulations. You know, you're thinking these, you're thinking maybe Simucube active pedals, you're thinking maybe hydraulic pedals. I feel like these are the most classical. So what does that mean? Well, you don't have to faff around with hydraulic liquid like you do on the hydraulic pedals. So hydraulic pedals do give you a very realistic feel, I think, for road cars that can't really be replicated elsewhere. So if you want like a road car feel, hydraulics are good. But here, you're not going to be messing around with that. The maintenance looks like it should be super simple. You've got chunky elastometers, old school, if you want to change it. And unlike kind of other elastometer pedals, I feel quite confident here kind of getting to the full brake straight away and then bleeding off. Something I've seen with kind of cheaper elastometer load cell pedals, cheaper inverted commas, is that you tend to overshoot your braking threshold and then you come back down. And that's not something that happens with active pedals. And I don't think it's something that happens here as well, but you'll be able to see better than me. Try and get on the power here. Yeah, they're very, very, very solid. They're very nice. I'm very impressed, actually. I didn't know too much about Wave Italy before they said, do you want to review these pedals? And take my foot off so you can see. I mean, just, they clearly know what they're doing. I'm not sure what, whoa. I tell you who doesn't know what they're doing is me. That's not going to save it. I wonder if I can open up now, actually, while I'm doing this, the Wave Italy software. Right, so I'm going to calibrate the pedal. So I'm selecting it in the software. You're going to see what happens. Start the calibration. So you see that 97%, that is going to become my max. There, so now I do it, and now it's easy to get to 100%. So very easy to calibrate the pedal and software, and you get that immediate response. So whereas before when I was like this, it was 99, now it's 100%. So hopefully that's helpful if you do buy these pedals and you're wondering how to calibrate them. I'm going to do some more content on them because I'm very impressed by the craftsmanship and also some differences with other pedals. So I really hope you enjoyed it. They are the Wave Italy impetus pedal with the Wave Italy total software as well, which is very, very, very interesting. And I will see you next time.